I had my 7th birthday on the ship. So I remember a lot. One of the strange things was, you know, we went to have breakfast, and the waiters were all Germans, and they treated us like normal people, you know, not like Jewish people, just like passengers. It was, the first day it was sort of shocking, because that's not what we were used to from Germans anymore. It was a beautiful ship, and there was a pool on the top deck, so it was the first time I ever swam in a pool. It took 2 weeks to get to Cuba, and they weighed the anchor in the harbor. And people said, well, we're getting off the ship. Why are they laying anchor in the harbor? We should have pulled up to the pier. The next day we found out that the Cuban government had invalidated our visas. Just said they don't exist. We had paid for them. We had paid for passage on the ship. So everybody was very depressed and scared. You know, we knew if we went back to Germany, we had no home to go back to. We had nothing to go back to. We'd be put in a camp. I was standing on the deck, and I saw my cousin, who was a year older than me, and I yelled, "Edith, Edith!" And I remember the woman next to me looked at me and said, "Shut up, I'm trying to talk to my relatives." So the captain said, "Look, we're not going back to Germany, don't worry." But you know, everybody's thought, well, where else is he going to take us? 2 days before we were supposed to land in Germany, we got word that 4 countries in Europe had agreed to split the passengers up: England, France, Belgium, and Holland. And we ended up in Belgium. I remember that camp very well. The place that they put us in looked like army barracks. There was no furniture inside, there was just hay on the ground, and it was the end of October, it was cold already. There were lice all over the place. For dinner, we would have a bowl of what they called soup. It was water with some greasy spots on it. My mother and I actually escaped on Christmas Eve because the French soldiers were drunk. And on New Year's Day, my mother looked and 4 men were coming towards us. And one of them was my father. He had escaped on New Year's Eve. That picture with the little boy, it always makes me think that could have been me. When you think of all the Jewish people who died in Europe during the war, you know, about 6 million, you know, we were incredibly lucky. The Canadian apology, it's the right thing to do, and it's really important for Canadian youth because it's important for them to hear Canada say, we were wrong, and we hope that we would never do that again. I think it's important.